What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So we got a couple hot fixes to go over today for 1999, and in these hot fixes are some good changes and some definitely not good changes involving some ducat values and stuff like that. So let's get right into it because there's going to be two hot fixes to cover. Before we do though, make sure to sub this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads, build videos, news videos, discussion videos, all that kind of stuff in my place Warframe content. And yeah, borrow tomorrow as well. So let's hope that borrow's got something pretty decent. Okay, so for these hot fixes, these will change things. This has actually already come out, so these changes are already in game. So let's start with the smaller one from a few days ago that I didn't actually cover, as there's not a whole lot to go over on this one, but the next hot fix will be a lot more to cover. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the official post right now. So this is the hot fix from like 4 days, actually more like 6 days ago. So the big things here, Tech Rot caches are now a map-wide objective marker in the bounties that require them only. So it's not going to be a universal Tech Rot, waypoint for every mission, only for a bounty that says find the Tech Rot cache. So if you're not the best at finding, you're convinced they don't spawn the cache when you're playing Chroma in the Legacy Harvest, it's totally not a skill issue at all. Now you will never have the skill issue again as long as the cache is part of the bounty. That being said, if you're doing a normal Tech Rot Legacy cache thing, it will not mark the cache. So you got to actually learn the layout of the map a little bit. Or just wait for the bounty to appear that will mark it for you. So yeah, that's going to be one of the bigger changes on that previous hotfix. But the one that I'm actually more concerned by is going to be this one right here. Added a new Meso P15 relic to address Gauss chassis and Gauss Prime handle accidentally being vaulted. And even further, reduced Gauss Prime's ducat value for the blueprint from 45 to 25 since it is available as a common drop from the Axie Z2 relic. So basically, there was a mistake that was made in the Lavos Prime release. They accidentally made what was supposed to be a silver 45 ducat part for Gauss a 25 ducat part, which is not supposed to happen, at least until they're vaulted. So this means now Gauss is the lowest ducat value of any currently farmable prime frame. That means he is also he should be the cheapest because it's just, it's the easiest to get now. So unfortunately, because there was a mistake, now Gauss Prime parts are a lot more useless. So if we go ahead and look right now, search Gauss Prime blueprint, here is the new evil relic right here. So it is a common part 25 ducat. Look at every other Gauss relic in the game. It's on the silver tier, but it's now at the 25 silver ducat. So it's really, really bad. So rip Gauss parts. You can see the Trubna part here is 45 like it's supposed to be. And yeah, they did say they made a new relic too. So let's take a look at what that new relic has. It should be the Z2. Oh, that is the extremely terrible relic they had. Okay, so yikes. Well, you have to live with that, but don't worry, we're not done with ducat nerfs. The next hotfix has another ducat nerf in it too, but this one is going to be a little bit more acceptable, I'd say. So yeah, that's the hotfix from a couple days ago. Let's go over the new one from today. And unfortunately, it echoes similar unfortunate things just like that one. So that was update number 38.0.11. Now we got 38.0.12 from like literally 1 hour ago. Okay, so the thing about this one is actually it's got some pretty good changes in here. Improve the void tear spawn rate in excavation fissures if there's only one active dig site. So basically, previously void tears, the things that drop reactant enemies for the enemies that spawn, would increase per number of dig sites. Since only 2 necrotic is required to open a relic, this was counterintuitive as Tenno would prioritize one dig site at a time to ensure they received enough reactant. Now this void tear spawn rate increase applies where there's only one dig site active. We've increased the bonus to ensure there are corrupted foes aplenty. So they have made multiple changes to excavation fissures over the years to try and make them more enticing and better. I would say that this could help, but last time I did a test run of a excavation fissure, it was not very good feeling compared to like a lot of other fissures. And don't forget, we're also getting defense buffs in March that will make defense missions 3 waves. So those will be a lot better for fissures too. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try excavation out, but I am not seeing this really moving the needle on excavation at all. Another good change. So that's a good change. They try to make it where void excavation missions are better, or excavation fissure are better. Here's another good change. Reduce the speed of the Cedo Prime glave from 105 to 75. Why do I call it a good change? It sounds like a nerf. Because they made it too fast on accident. We wanted to increase the flight speed of the Cedo Prime's alt fire, enabling it to hit more enemies and return to the gun faster so it would be fired more often. This made the auto-homing feature have a harder time steering to hit enemies, and despite giving it a sharper turning radius to compensate, it still tended to sometimes bounce out of large groups of enemies. I will show you right now, it kind of does do that still. But yeah, the base Cedo glave has a projectile speed of 60, the Cedo Prime had a base of 105, and this hotfix brings it to 75, hopefully striking a balance between the intention of more bounces quickly and the ability to bounce multiple times the way a Cedo glave is known to do. Okay, so we'll talk about this final part right here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you right now. It does kind of still feel like it just like whiffs. The glave from the Cedo Prime feels like it just whiffs still. So here it is in the simulacrum right now. Now, I don't have, like, I think I have a multi-shot rivet on here too. There's no projectile speed. This should be the new 75. So as you see right there, it looked pretty good. It hit a couple enemies. But if you go to a different angle, it like wildly flies off and like just doesn't hit stuff. So honestly, DE, like, I don't know, like maybe you should just make the glaive back to the normal speed of the Cedo, because I am getting complete glaive whiffs still with your new change. Like right there, it hit one enemy and flew into the wall. Was that a skill issue? I don't know. There's a bunch of enemies all around it, so you would think it would go after another enemy. So that one might need a little bit of patching still, because, yeah, I'm not even mod for projectile flight speed, and it, like, seriously whiffed on that second glaive, so I don't know what to tell you on that one. But here's some actual, I would call this bad news. This is bad news for me, at least. Reduce the ducat value of Nidus Prime Neuroptics to 65, as it will be available as an uncommon rarity with the upcoming Prime Resurgence relics. Stay tuned for when to expect that rotation. So, I mean, you could do that as a good thing or a bad thing. For me, it's not the best thing because I had already ratted a bunch of Nidus relics for, you know, to build them, basically. So, here we are in here. I searched Nidus Prime Neuroptics. Now, before, Nidus had 2 rare parts. Now he has a 65 ducat rare part. And as you can see, I have 62 of these ratted. So, oof for me. That being said, it's like you're going to turn Nidus into ducats anyway. You're going to sell him for plat. And I'm hoping it won't affect the price too much, but it probably will, as this will be in a silver slot for one of the new Nidus Aya relics. You could view that as a good thing. It's like, oh, Nidus is getting unvaulted eventually. It's like, yeah, but they're also going to nerf his ducat price, so it's a give and a take. So we're not done, though, on these changes. So yeah, Nidus and Gauss got their ducat values nerfed in back-to-back hotfixes. That's kind of like yikes, in my opinion. But here's another good change. Fix acolytes not spawning in Steel Path mission starting from the Helvania Central Mall in 1999. Also fix acolytes not spawning in Steel Path bounties in the 0x10-0. I feel like they did spawn there, but I don't know. Maybe in DE's eyes they didn't spawn, but they definitely did for me. I actually farmed these bounties for like 2 hours the other day. They spawned every mission, basically. But yeah, they fixed acolytes not spawning in Steel Path mission starting the Helvania Central Mall. So that's really good. Just some other little stuff like, you know, the Cedo Prime getting too much ammo conversion, blah, blah, blah. The big changes here, guys. Ducat nerf for Nidus and Gauss. Quality of life fix for the Cedo, which still needs some more help. And then also, hopefully, some excavation fixes to make that a little bit better. I'm not holding my breath for excavation becoming good, but, you know, maybe it could use a little bit more testing to see if it is actually good. So, that's basically it for the video. Just a quick little news run-up. These 2 hot fixes that had some pretty big changes in it. So, yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Hope you found this one helpful, and take it easy. Peace.